Hi, Moses. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Great to see you. My name's Sukhdev. I'm a teacher and a writer. And where I am right now, if I just look out the window, I'm in front of a funeral home. So I've got morbid thoughts, dark thoughts in my head. But the question that I was really keen to ask you, and I was discussing this with Laurie, is I was really struck by your discussion with Laurie, and you're talking about how younger people in Uganda today sometimes turn their heads away from questions of climate justice, social reform, that they're not necessarily this young vanguard of people ready to change Uganda or change the world. And that was troubling in many ways. What are some of the things that are needed? How can you get people to change? We were about to discuss the role of humor, even though climate change and climate activism is usually seen as very serious. Sometimes we need humor. Laurie was saying as a survival mechanism. Maybe we just breathe differently when we laugh. Maybe we feel more bodily enabled. But is comedy part of your political life?
I think it's something that is very complicated to do in African countries. Most of them do claim that they are democratic, that they have democracy and all those things that they talk about as democracy. But I think it's something very weird because recently in our country, the Ugandan Communication UCC, I think it's Ugandan Communication Center, where the organization that allows people to be on social media, do whatever they do, TV and everything, see whatever they say, put a restriction on how whatever you're supposed to say, record a video, you have to take it to them. They censor it and then they let it be on the internet, which is very complicated because it not only restricts people from expressing their freedom of speech, but it infringes their human rights. Their human rights. So that has limited people from using humor because, I mean, sometimes humor is either directed to politics, and sometimes they do, I don't want to call it attack, political leaders who are being inactive, but they tend to properly address these people that are being inactive in the various disciplinaries they are supposed to be performing. Maybe let's talk about the government leaders. So when you mention something about them, you're either arrested or you're shut down completely. And it's something that is putting putting the youths down, and even those people that not even youths, but people are trying to build a society where they see like everyone can be heard, everyone can say something, and their voice can be heard, their impact can be felt. They are put down. So basically, I think in my country, that's humor is something that is seen right now to be evil. If in most cases that you're addressing something that is political, something that has something that is socially impactful, they tend to demonize it, and they're like, no, that's something that is not supposed to be done. If you're addressing something like, let's just say you're talking about sectarianism or tribalism, they tend to be like, no, that's something that is very bad. But then these problems need to be addressed. To be tackled, they have to be addressed. We are blessed with a diverse culture, 67, I think 68 tribes. So if we don't address the problem of tribalism, sectarianism, I mean, it's like we are not reaching the end of the tunnel. We are going to stay in the dark, and we need to see that light anytime soon. So in any way that we can have the hopes of seeing that light is by addressing the problems, and we can't address the problems if we don't know the problems. I mean, you have to first tell people that this is a problem here. Look, I mean, this is a problem. We have to do this and this, and then you can move on to get to see the light. You can move from the darkness to the light in the tunnel. So it's something. Humor would be a very great thing to. Actually, it's very impactful. I've seen it in the United States. Um, one of my favorite shows that I usually watch in the United States is I'm sorry, I don't know whether I'm supposed to say it here, but Patriot Act. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Patriot Act by Hassan Minhaj. Uh,
yeah,
it's a very it's a very should I say like a very good show. Like it's filled with humor, but it also puts across. It addresses problems that are being faced by day-to-day people, communities, and maybe the problems that the government and political leaders are supposed to be addressing. So I believe that humor is something very good. That it's a very impactful tool that we can use in transforming our worlds.
yeah. You mentioned the challenges of working in a country with lots of sometimes competing tribes. In a number of Western countries in the last, I don't know, maybe to the 5 or 10 years, there's been an increasing interest in tribal knowledges, in indigenous knowledges, forms of resources, intellectual, spiritual resources that maybe got brushed away, sometimes violently, in the pursuit of some notion of progress and kind of futurity. And so people are now going back to things that they might have been embarrassed about in the past or regarded as old-fashioned and folk-like. What are in your work and those of your friends and your colleagues, what in a way are the indigenous resources or maybe even indigenous tactics that you can draw upon for your struggles?
So yeah, as I'm going to talk about myself right now. While I was going to these communities, trying to talk to them, creating awareness as much as I can, getting them involved in the climate action, and actually even other activities like creating gender awareness among people, because I mean one of the problems and the challenges that we have in my country is that the girl child is still left out from education, and it's something that is outrageous and very bad. But reaching out to these communities, they're like, okay, I mean, the young people actually, they're the ones that were asking me. They're like, okay, you tell us that our voices, we're supposed to take action, we're supposed to stand up right now for what is right, our rights and everything. But you're literally still kind of like us. I don't know if they'll bring it in this context and like, okay, how about you? Why can't you run for maybe member of parliament? Uh, yeah, something like that. So I decided to run in 2021 uh, to be an example to them that it's not all about age or maybe money or something like that. It's something that if you want to transform the world, I mean, you can do it at whatever age. It doesn't matter. The age doesn't matter. If it's something wrong, stand against it. If it's something good, push it to the greater good. Push it for the greater good. Make sure everything goes okay. Transform the world the way how fit you can do it, the best way you can. So to to give them the motivation, the morale that you can do anything at any age. I decided to stand for member of parliament. That's in 2021. I'll be standing in my home district. So that's one way I've come up to uh, motivate these people. But then other young people that I'm with, the team that believe, and every person that we meet, when we leave, they have started their own jobs, their own businesses, and they're doing well. Their lives are transformed. So basically, it's something that these young people are looking up to. They're like, okay, this person is 21, this person is 22, this person is 20, and most probably they so far have a business that is a little bit flourishing, and I can pick a leaf from that. At least I can start something of mine. Maybe this person is a friend, someone that is standing against female genital mutilation. It's also a big problem this side. Yeah. So I mean, we are I have this team that has already believed in itself that young people can do something and transform the world. So by them living as an example, doing all the things that they are doing, they have started motivating and inspiring other young people to take action, stand against what's wrong in every criteria.
Was it difficult for you to go down that road of thinking of yourself in parliamentary terms? Because there's sometimes a lot of righteous skepticism about what you can achieve by conventional political means. Sometimes it doesn't seem especially cool. Sometimes you can do a lot when you're doing things in a more guerrilla or do-it-yourself fashion. So did you have to juggle those questions for yourself?
I didn't have to, but then the environment that we are living in this side needs you to somehow get somewhere and then be able to influence the maybe policymakers, policies, and be able to pull the crowd that is behind you to put it where because this side in Uganda, it's very hard for you to be there and you're like maybe have a petition that I'm taking to the parliament. It's very hard to go there. If you want to go to meet like maybe the director of Ministry of Gender or anyone in the ministry, it's very hard if you're just a normal person to meet them. However much, even if they know that you're an activist towards anything, they will tell you to keep coming, come next week, come the other month, come after 4 days, and you never have an impact. Like you can't be part of the policy making, you can be a decision maker. You'll be having so much that these people are hoping from you. They know that maybe they have given you their problems, you're going to address them, but then you as a person, you are, I don't want to say useless, but you're hopeless. And it's something that is very hard. So I thought about it, just like you said, I shouldn't have seen it from that angle, but I saw it like if you have to, of course, if something has failed from outside, doing it from outside, because we are doing all the sorts of striking and everything, maybe take it inside, see what's going to happen. Talk about this thing every day. I mean, maybe you get other member of parliaments, other leaders to join you. If they don't, maybe you can pull the crowd that is behind you and let it go through and find you in the parliament. So, or anywhere that you're going to strike.